Good afternoon, good evening, good morning across the globe. Welcome to Kingdom Chat. This is Tani. Hope everyone's doing great today. Um, I just want to touch base on, something that you may or may not know. I think I've done a little short video on this already about um, the means of exchange, which is what they call money, right? So the definition in Black's Law Dictionary, which is the legal dictionary that they used in court for anything like legal stuff, um, it's just a means of exchange, the medium of exchange, which is what money is. So, for those who may not know, um, money, which was classified as gold back in the days, which is real money today, has been taken out of circulation since 1933 um, via Roosevelt in office here in the States. I just know about the States, right? The United States of America. So, so the remedy that they put in place was the resolution called House Joint Resolution, and I'm going to be reiterating this until people can actually understand and get it, and go look it up for themselves, and just know that this is the remedy for the people out here. So you won't have to be, you know, first of all, it takes a lot. It takes understanding, and it takes, it takes some time to really understand, like to get to grasp from what I'm saying. So when I say there's no real money now in circulation, people are probably like, what are you talking about? You spend money every day. I understand that, but if you look at the money, you actually see that it says legal tender. It's legal tender. It's actually a note, IOU. So the people is who give the money, the note, the IOU, the Federal Reserve note, value, and we use it among ourselves. Don't get me wrong. It works among private. You and I want to use the money. Um, it works. It works like that. But for House Joint Resolution, what that was in place for, from them taking away all the gold from the people that are the creditor of the United States. In case you haven't noticed or haven't known, the United States is a bankrupt corporation. So it's still in a state of emergency ever since. I don't want to throw a date out there, but it's a bankrupt corporation. So they really work off of the credit from the people. But they make it, they twist it away where we don't even understand this. And we just think that we are just here for nothing, right? Like we just whatever. But they need our credit in order to survive, the people. Um, Public Law 7310 is also House Joint Resolution 192. It really says, like, a short breakdown of that they are going to discharge the debts for the people. Public debts, though, nothing private. Public debts, meaning credit cards, student loans, um, any public debt, mortgages. These are government obligations, most of them, right? So they have something in place to discharge these debts, if you really understand and know how to. You can't just go and do this right away, though. But I think back then people were able to just go and do that. But I think more people are getting wind of this information, and it's been hidden, but it's like right, it's there though. It's right there in the laws. If you're really looking for information, and want to know these stuff, you can find them. You just got to take the time out to really read and understand it. It's I'm coming from, it's a journey for me, and it really takes to how do I put this? Take yourself away from from society for a little while, meaning just the world, because believe it or not, our brains are like, it runs on autopilot in the society. Like, it runs on how we were indoctrinated to think, and it's crazy because I was just talking to a friend, and he's talking to me about how indoctrinated we all are, and it's funny because he is aware of these things. Certain people are just not aware. Some people can't even tell you that we're programmed to think this way, but um we do it anyways because it's easy or whatever. Most people know that, yes, but some people have no clue. No clue. So, they continue to live that way, and they will fight you. They will fight you, argue with you every time about this. And it's just like you're trying to enlighten somebody and they don't want to hear it. But I understand. I completely understand. I probably would have been the same way had I not like moved myself away a little from the world, worldly stuff. Once you're caught up in this worldly life, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy on the brain. It takes steps. Um, I see a lot of people on here trying to throw things down people's throat. Excuse me. But there's levels to this thing, man. There's levels to getting your brain back to where it really, not even where it should be at that, but at least try to get it to start thinking independently for itself, because like I said, the brain is like on autopilot from how society have taught us how to think. And you won't realize that being in the world. You will not. You might. You may know. And can you imagine, like, you're having a conversation with your friends privately, and it's like you're not even in control of your own damn mind. You're just talking from just what you know from what society have taught you. So that's the only, like, you can't even, I don't know, like, forming like an opinion. This is why it's kind of difficult for me to talk to certain people, like to people. Not saying difficult, but like when you see that people are thinking in one like a one mind situation, one way, it's just it gets exhausting. And then it's like you try to show them something else, right? But then they get so defensive. So either they get mad at you and they just stop talking to you. I'm just trying to enlighten you. I'm not saying I know everything, but I understand. I just understand something else, right? I understand how we were programmed to think, and it's just like when you come to me with something. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, because I'm sure it does make sense to you. Um, but it's probably not like a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? They try to deviate our minds from like natural laws, like things of nature, how nature should work, and promoting a lot of different things, man, that goes against nature. And this not it does not sit right. And the universe works in a way where everything just works together, you know what I mean? um but when you come and try to change things around, a lot of things doesn't really quite go the way they should. And when it get out of control in like a worldly capacity, meaning like, for example, this COVID thing, I think they started out with it's a man-made thing, of course, but I really think that it really got out of control, um, of their of their control of what they wanted it to be. And it's like now they trying to force this vaccination on people, man. Like, I understand whoever, like, by all means, do what you please, do what you please. I'm just, not for it. But you can't tell me I can't travel because I don't want to take this vaccination. Like, I'm not downgrading it. I'm not promoting it either. I'm just like, not for me. So stop. You know what I'm saying? Um, don't get me wrong. The creator is always in control. The creator is always in control of things that happens. But at the same time, you have to get some kind of knowledge for yourself, and you don't always have to listen to. You can't get your information from the media. You can't get your information from the radio. You can't get your information from the TV. These things are in place to keep the indoctrination going. These things are in place to keep your mind in the matrix world as it been. So when you feel that you know something so much, just because you heard it from this guy talking on the radio or talking on the TV, that's not vital information, man. That's not where you're supposed to get your information from. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that it's probably there's books and there's things that are out there that where you can find stuff. But you have to understand that the world that we live in, or the country that we live in, the United States right now, is a corporation. I want to quote the CFR, but I don't want to be off on it. But it says this in this Uniform Commercial Code, which is really the world order for this world right now that runs it, because this is how everyone is able to interact with each other. The UCC codes, and this is what they go off of. So people just understand that everything is a business, even your life. So just know that when they make decisions in these United States, it's from that perspective first. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like, I'm not saying that they don't care about the people, but one drop, another one comes up. That's how they look at it. It's just a business like anything else. So if you value your life and you value things that in your life, your family and stuff, you at least try to take the time out to figure certain things out, certain information out. Go to a law library, get some books. You don't have to speak to lawyers because they're all part of the corporation system too. Everything is in place to keep us at a low level frequency. The lawyers are there to keep us at a low level frequency. We can't even go to court without them we can't. If something does happen, the first thing they tell us to do is to go get a lawyer. Why? Because we don't know nothing. We don't understand anything, right? So I understand that that's the first thing that we think of and say, oh, we gotta go get a lawyer. Trust me, I just got into something, not just, but this is where it all stems from, man. And I'm telling you, everything happens for the reason it's supposed to, because I would have never discovered none of this stuff had I not gotten to the little altercation I did, having to deal with public servants. I never had to really deal with public servants before. And when I say public servants, I'm talking about judges, police officers, all of these people that are here to serve us, the people. They gave up their capacity of of private citizens. And so they're here to serve us that are the people. So they're in a public servant's capacity. We are in a private capacity. We are higher than them. We are man and woman. You see, they give you names when you go into court, like defendant and plaintiff, because that's below man and woman. If you go into the court and stand as a man or a woman, you're above the judge that is in a public servant capacity. But because we don't really understand this, we tend to just Go with the flow. I understand that completely. That was me at one point, and I swear, if there's not a God, you best believe there is. You best believe there is. There's a creator for everything, man. So who just don't believe that? I think everyone has to go on their own journey in order to get to a point to believe or understand better that the God is in within you. You know what I'm saying? So the universe works regardless of if you're here or not. Um, but in the unseen world, the world, the earth, I should say, because there's a difference between the world and the earth. My definition from the earth has been here long before this world started. This world is my definition of just the system in place, because we're plugged into one system. We're plugged into the matrix system, I'll call it. So I call that the world we live in versus the earth. It's a total different thing. Total different thing. So when you're not so plugged into the world, you will tend to find authentic people, hopefully, because I don't know, man. Like this whole thing, it's like people can't even be who they naturally are supposed to be among each other. It's like we can't trust each other. We don't know how to be loyal to one another. That it's far fetched. It's like not even in our DNA feel like anymore. It's in our DNA, but it's been programmed out of us. It seems everything is the business, and people don't play fair games, man. People play dirty games in this business. So um, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be bad and good, because if there's no bad, how can there be good, right? How do you know the difference? But at the same time, man, like this life is not it's not easy. It's not easy. And then some people just don't understand how, we it's like it's either we're programmed to think everything should go all good, or we're programmed to think things should go the way it should. Like, but still, it's like a Monopoly game. You're just a piece, a piece of a piece of that puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, guys, just at least try to look up some information for yourself. Try to understand things on a level, and know that this is a huge game called life. This is a game called life, and you are a part of it. It's just depend on how you want to play the game or not. Where do you see yourself? There's so much to learn, but we have not, excuse me, been taught the right knowledge, the right information. We were not taught the right information, and it's really not our fault, because our parents, no, most people, from our where I'm from, at least, don't really know and understand any of this stuff. So it really, there's no way that I can know or get wind of this information and not put it out there for people to understand. I know that it's not going to be easy for a lot of people to understand where I'm coming from or what I'm saying, but at least try to. I got a few videos here, just like breakdowns, I believe, in things, and don't get too caught up on one thing, man. Don't get too caught up on one thing. They tell us that this Bible is also a religious book, and it's really not a religious book. So I think once you can eliminate that out of your mind, I think people don't really know. I think what you should think about is just the way how nature is supposed to work, the way the universe is supposed to work, natural law, like, right from wrong. um, Don't lie. Try not to lie. Try not to steal from people. Try not to take what's not yours. Try not to kill. It's as simple as that, but it's yet so difficult for a lot of people. And it's the manipulation of the mind, which is the worst part. And the mind is the only thing that we have that we can work with. And if it's manipulated, we're gonna be going like the sheep's one way, which is what has been happening. But you know, it's held up somewhere that the people do have the rights. We do have rights. It's held up. It's held high somewhere, but we just don't know it. We don't understand it. And like I said, back to this HJR 192 House Joint Resolution, Public Law 7310, death elimination or death discharge. And that's really what the main thing is for us humans, man, is death that destroys us. The death of your car breaks up a family. The death of your whatever it may be, of a house, it destroys something. So when we're in death, that's really the root of breaking a family. And in other words, death is a sin. You know what I'm saying? So if you really look those two things up and try to at least understand it from a perspective and see where I'm coming from, I hope that at least somebody is trying to at least know something else other than what we've been taught. I know they've made things so easy for us, and but we gotta try to understand it. But my video got a little longer than I wanted to be, but this is some vital information, and if you choose to look it up, it's on you. I'm just here doing my part, as one should when they get information, and to try to help free the mind of the people, because at the end of the day, you can't just think that we're here to come work a job for the rest of our lives, die, and go back away. Like, you have to understand that this life is bigger than that. And if you choose to want to live it like that way, or you just choose to want to live in society today, the world that they've created, and it's up to you guys, man. It's up to you guys. But I'm believing in the creator of us all first. So with that being said, you guys have a blessed day. Love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I hope you can understand something or get something from it. Hopefully it can make sense. If there's anything that doesn't make sense, just drop a comment if it's available or something. All right, thank you so much. God bless. Peace.